G'day, I'm Adam Gordon, the Profits League Detective, and a very warm welcome to this cash optimisation report, a 5-minute interview where we give you some immediate practical tips on how to improve the cash flow and profitability in your business. Now, you're in business. If you're watching this, you're in business. Do you need highly targeted leads daily? And who doesn't need a constant flow of quality leads? But do you struggle to get quality leads at an affordable cost? And what about time? You don't have time to add social media marketing to your daily tasks, but you know that creating a highly professional presence online is crucial, yet it takes time and you want immediate results. Do you want to reach out to your target market effectively and convert connections into clients and customers and strengthen your business or your personal brand in a powerful way? Now, if you answered yes to any of those questions, you're going to find this interview very useful. I'm joined by Adam Houlahan, a social media expert. Adam, a very warm welcome.
Thanks, Adam. Great to be here with you.
It's good. Adam Adams. Yep. For those of you who don't know Adam Houlahan, he's an international keynote speaker specialising in social media for business and CEO of the highly successful boutique agency Web Traffic That Works. He lives in Australia's famous tourist destination, the Gold Coast in Queensland, and is considered to be one of Australia's leading experts in harnessing the power of LinkedIn for business. Over 5,200 people globally have sought his skills and insights to leverage the power of LinkedIn for their businesses. He's a featured columnist for MOB magazine, an Australian national business publication. And he consults on social media to private clients, not only in Australia, but also New Zealand, North America, the Middle East and Singapore. That must keep you on the move, Adam.
It keeps me up at all sorts of times of the day and night.
Sure it does. His work as CEO and owner of 6 successful companies has given him hands-on experiences to understand businesses from the inside. He's the author of Social Media, Secret Sauce, which is now amongst the most popular social media books on Amazon. It gives the step-by-step process to build an online presence for yourself or your business that everyone secretly or openly desires. Now, Adam's going to answer 5 questions on how to make the best use of LinkedIn. So, Adam, if you're ready to go?
All good to go, thanks.
Right, okay. Why is LinkedIn such a great platform for generating leads for businesses?
Yeah, it's a good question. The LinkedIn, it's actually still the number 2 fastest growing platform out of all the social media platforms in existence. There's something like 2 new people joining LinkedIn every second. So the interesting part too is that it's over 400 million people on there right now, and the average income of those people exceeds 100,000 Australian dollars. So it's very much a it's where the people who are really looking for goods and services and have the means to pay for them really hang out. So definitely is there's of course exceptions. There are industries that probably it won't work well for, but in the high majority of industries, you're going to find your ideal clients are active on LinkedIn.
Okay. Can any business use LinkedIn successfully, from what you're saying?
Yeah, not every single business. There are certain industries where people, just don't use LinkedIn. They're very much in the minority. A good example of that is hairdressers. We know that because it's one of our only ever failed campaigns where we tried to target them and it just didn't work. But apart from hairdressers and a few other small niches, pretty much any business can create a very effective LinkedIn strategy. Yes.
Okay. What are the common mistakes that most people make on LinkedIn? What do we need to avoid?
Yeah, good question. It's a lot of the times, the success in all forms of marketing are more about what you don't do as much as it is about what you do. And LinkedIn is very much one of those platforms. It's very much a professional platform, and some of the key mistakes people make are treating it like, say, Facebook. It's not Facebook. It's not that place. Nobody really on LinkedIn wants to know about what you did on the weekend, or see images of your dog on the playing at the beach or that sort of thing. Keep it. You need to keep it very professional. I think that the key is to, as far as content goes, is before you post anything, is to think about it as, are my potential clients going to get value from this content? And if the answer is no, then don't post it.
Yep, makes sense.
Problems is the wrong type of content. The second one is too much content. Think about it as from the point of view of, again, from your potential clients or followers, connections. It's not like Twitter. They don't want to get 5, 10, 15, pieces of content from you every day. Realistically, 1 to 2 pieces of content a day is more than enough, and like even Monday to Friday. Give it a break on the weekends if you want to. So that the second key problem is putting out too much content. And probably the third biggest mistake is that people treat LinkedIn like just an extension of their resume. Now, look, you certainly can do that. The original roots of LinkedIn was in exactly that, but it's evolved now into just so much more than just a resume service. And it's really if you use it well, it really is a way that you can really connect with and create meaningful conversations with ideal clients. So you need to optimize your profile in a much more powerful way than say just a resume.
Right. Okay. Well, and we'll come to profile in a minute, but there are lots and lots of different types of accounts on LinkedIn. Is the free one okay to use?
Look, it's in most cases it is. It depends on really the strategy you're going to use. We work with lots of clients around the world on generating really quality leads through LinkedIn. And for those people, the free platform isn't going to give you what you need. But having said that, the most basic of the paid platforms, which is what they call Business Plus, that's more than enough. Very, very few people would need to go beyond that. Now, the cost of that varies country by country, and depending on whether you pay for it annually or monthly. If you pay annually, it's I know this because I just paid it yesterday. It's 590 Australian dollars if you're based here in Australia. It will be if you pay on a monthly basis, I believe it would be something like $60 a month. So, but that's more than enough. It'll give you all the features you need to create a very successful strategy.
Okay, great. Now, you touched very briefly on profile. Are there some simple changes we could make to our profile that would make a big difference to our presence online?
Absolutely, yeah. Probably the first one is to make sure that you have a really, really professional profile image. And that's the most visible part when somebody first is looking. Even before they've clicked into your profile, they're going to see a thumbnail image of whatever you have there. So having things like logos, company logos, or heaven forbid, that selfie you took on the weekend at a barbecue, that's just not going to cut it. You really do need to have I'm not saying you need to go as far as having professional headshots done. And with all the clients we work with, we do that. But as long as it's just a good, clean, professional looking image, that's the first thing I would suggest people do. The second thing is and this is probably is also one of the big mistakes that we should have talked about before, is that a lot of times people, the way they describe their position description. So, for example, I see some people use really cool things that is great for, on your office door or on your email header or say your business card, which is things like Chief Inspiration Officer. It's a great title. I love it, just not for LinkedIn, because you've got to think about it in the terms of what are people going to search for when they're looking for you or your industry. So make sure you're very specific about, I'm an accountant, lawyer, the specific doctor, whatever it happens to be. Just be very specific about that. Probably the two worst titles you could use is CEO or general manager, because they're not industry specific. Like, for example, I'm the CEO of our company, but if you have a look at my LinkedIn resume, you'll see I don't use that term. But if you look at my business card or my email header, of course they're there. So I use things like LinkedIn social media strategist and LinkedIn expert. So that's my titles on LinkedIn. So it's very much about thinking about it as far as the way people will search for you and use those titles more so than your industry or your professional title, I suppose.
So it's a real marketing thing. You put yourself in the customer's shoes.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the other two areas is a lot of profiles I see don't even have the summary. The summary is an optional part, but it's a critical part. So you really need to have that summary there. It's that first thing when someone's had a look at your profile. The very first thing they're going to read is your summary. So it needs to be clear, concise, and it really needs to resonate around not you. It's definitely shouldn't be written about you. It's not like I've got this much experience and I went to this university and all that stuff. It's around your client. Okay, what's the problems that that your client experiences, and how is it that you solve those problems? Because that's all they care about. They don't care about what school you went to and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So optimizing your summary in that way is a simple thing to do, and one of those quick things that you can go and change today. And if people just did those few things that we've just outlined now, you'd be probably in the top 80% of the best profiles on LinkedIn.
Right. Okay. That's very useful, because I'm sure a lot of my client list is small and medium businesses, right? And they don't really think about the things that you've just covered. They see their business from, they were an IT tech or something, and they started, a computer company, and that's how they see it. They don't look at it from those very useful things that you've just covered. So, Adam, where can people go to get more information or resources? If
you went to my personal website, which is adamhoulahan.com, there's a free 4-week LinkedIn course that anybody can grab hold of, and it really just steps you through all those basics of setting up your profile right way.
Very good. Yep.
And you can also get access to the book you just referenced before, but also my latest book that's only been out for a few months is on there as well, which is called The LinkedIn Playbook. It's already become an Amazon bestseller worldwide, so it goes into a bit more depth on the strategy around once you optimize your profile. It gives you all the tips, even down to how you write your messaging and how you interact with people, and even how you then move that into a sales conversation and how you close those sales conversations. So great resource there. And I think you can grab the ebook version for about $3. So $4.
Well, that's really good. Really good. So thank you very much.
Pleasure.